What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 realistic AI-only world battle. Last episode, 3 civs got eliminated, and it was pretty hectic, considering the last few battles have been quite slow. This one, definitely not the case. Things have been ticking along very nicely. There's actually only 95 turns to go, would you believe it or not, 94 now. So, not that long left. This will probably be the final half an hour episode, and then I'm going to go up to 45 minutes, hopefully. No promises, but hopefully. Go up to 45 minutes an episode, so it shouldn't be too long. I imagine it'll be probably 5 or 6 episodes. It does depend how the game slows down, but at the moment it's running okay, and lots of civs are being eliminated, which does help. So that's always good. There's plenty going on. We've got Mongolia continuing to settle everywhere. They will soon have all of the tiles in Australia pretty soon, which is very impressive. Even these desert tiles, are they worth nothing? Oh, the hills are worth 2 production. Oh, okay. Not quite as good as I thought. Japan has obviously taken all of Indonesia's cities, which will give them a little bit more strength. I mean, double strength city-wise, but obviously they won't be as good as some of those cities. And they're all puppets, at least for now, so not super useful. And Mongolia is competing with them, which isn't nice. And the game appears to be dying. Okay, there we go. What were you up to, Russia? What the heck happened there? That has not happened before. I'm sure that was just a one-off. Hopefully. It looks like we're all good. There's 3 boxes. There should only be 3 boxes. That's a good sign. It's always Russia. They're a vanilla civ. How are they breaking the game? But yeah. Strangely, Russia. It was when they surprisingly took Paris that it broke at the start, wasn't it? That was that. Imagine if they'd held on to that. I wonder what the map would look like now. But we will never know, as it's fallen many times. Paris, it fell to Spain, then to Rome. And now it is in the hands of Britain. Maybe it's a bit of a curse. Maybe whoever takes it is the next European civ to die. Maybe that's how it is. But at the moment, Britain look pretty safe. They are doing their thing. They've got probably, I'm not going to say the strongest navy in the world. That's a bit much. But they've probably got the best one here in Western Europe. Okay, game is not liking this when they declare wars right now. Cree versus Carthage this time. And Japan. Okay, the game hates it when it declares wars. As soon as this turn's finished processing, I'll go check in the task manager. It's okay. Don't worry. I assume it's not going to crash, and it's not done this up until now, so I assume something's running in the background that shouldn't be. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, that should have fixed it. Hopefully, the things that were there last time came back. I have no idea what they are. Last time I didn't close them. I restarted my PC. This time I just said screw it and closed them. So they were probably super important, which is not good. Wait, when did I try to repeal the embargoment of... Oh no, that doesn't matter. Okay, never mind, I was a bit confused then. The Cree versus Carthage. Maybe the Cree would come over. There's a lot of people at war with Carthage, but I think they'll be safe. For now, the Cree now have battleships, which means they can at least compete with Mongolia if they get some in the Pacific. That's good. Japan and Britain v Korea, obviously. At first forts, that's quite important, but yeah, Korea is obviously now very much isolated up here in the middle of sort of Siberia. I'm sure they'll be fine. Even India declaring war on them. That's a bit of a surprise. A few new cities out here. We've got the Huns and Mongolia. And the Huns actually have 2 more settlers. So I said no one would go for the snow. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Attila's got his eyes on that. Persia, plenty of planes. Looks like they might be gearing up for something. They're moving towards the Huns. I never talk about those two going to war. I'm always saying how the Huns and Russia, surely one of them will come out on top eventually. Yeah, completely ignoring the fact that Persia could also play a big role, and it's probably why the Huns and Russia have not gone to war, because Persia could definitely also... I mean, if Russia and Persia teamed up on the Huns, that could actually work brilliantly. If Russia goes north and Persia takes the southern Hunnic Empire, that could actually really work. So yeah, I never even thought of that. Maybe that's why it's not happened just yet. Byzantium spread out a bit, just because they have open borders, I think. Just making the most of it. They can't be bothered. There's no need to come back, to be honest. The Ottomans are not going to take them down, so as long as they're not at war with the Huns, they're pretty safe here. Russia still... I don't know if they're just trying to do it to make me look like an idiot now, but they're not taking Vienna. They'll do it eventually when I'm not looking, and it's completely unexpected. Ethiopia, of course, completely fell. Addis Ababa still in resistance, but yeah, they are now gone. And it was divided up between Arabia and Ethiopia. No, sorry, Arabia and Songhai. And the Songha only grabbed 2 cities, but they probably grabbed the better ones, 10 and 8 population now, whereas the ones Arabia got were 1, 5 and 4, or are now 1, 5 and 4. Byzantium weighing into that conflict with Korea. I feel like we're going to get to a point where there'll just be 2 civs in the mainland of Europe. If you exclude Russia, that'll be Britain and Byzantium, and I assume Carthage will fall at some point. I imagine. Surely it's going to happen. Oh, the Inca may actually kick the Cree out of South America. That would be a big victory. And it will give them their first coastal city. I wonder how much exploring they've done. We could actually look through the in-game editor, but I don't really want to do it at this point in the game, just in case it messes anything up. But in theory, I could have a look. Embargo Mongolia, let's just unembargo. They actually said no to unembargoing the city-states, I assume, because they were all smart enough to realise that it was a useless thing to vote on. Brasilia is growing at a nice rate for Brazil. If they were to put a mine here, with a bit, and they do have some workers around, and obviously a mine up there if they could grab that tile, and then farm this for that extra food, they could get some nice production in Brasilia and start to build more boats. They already have a few popped out of Salvador here, and they may even be able to stop people coming past very soon. They may have control of this. And then you'll need open borders with Brazil or Mongolia to get through. And I don't even know if it works with Mongolia. I think if you have, we'll see. Let's keep an eye on this Arabian caravel. See if it goes through the Panama Canal. It might go further away, but it looks like it's either just gone through it, or Arabia's just built this unit, sent it out across the Pacific and Indian Oceans, and are just looking to go to the Atlantic now. Hopefully that's the case, and we can witness it work. Crete with plenty of very quick advancement from their military. It's great war infantry, although the Iroquois are doing it too. They don't have the artillery though, so that would be the difference there, and obviously machine guns. Better than Gatling guns. Has Mongolia's military manpower fallen yet? No, it has continued to increase, so obviously they're not too bothered about the economic issues. I think that was just from a war. I don't even know. I don't know when did they take heavy losses? I don't know. But yeah, they've not cut down at all. Still probably twice as much ahead, but still. That's fine. We'll ignore it. They are... I wonder how quickly they could take someone out. We haven't really seen them flex too much of their muscles. Even they did make things look pretty difficult, particularly attacking the Siam. They made that seem very painful but easy at the same time. Korea they made very quick work of when they would kick them out of East Asia. But I would love to see, I mean, I don't want Japan to die. I would love to see Japan make it to the end, but I would love to see just how quickly, if Mongolia, like if they really try-harded it, could they do it all in one turn? I have a feeling they could, although the lack of planes will hurt the most, but their navy is so strong. Like this is something to be reckoned with. The Shoshone now had a plane flying over their riflemen and their Galeas. I love that. Just showing off to Mongolia what they can't have, I guess. Bit of a troll just there, just flying around, show them what they can't have. Corral have a bit of a force here. I mean, if they wanted to like take this Zulu city, they definitely could, I think. There's a great war infantry here they'd have to watch out for, because it is a good unit, but it's not that good. It's not going to just start killing cities by itself. So the Inca will definitely push the Cree out, and if the Cree aren't careful, they'll lose artillery, a plane, and a workboat. So that would be quite a loss. I mean, compared to what they have, not that much, but you know, you don't want to lose that. That could be the difference between second and third at this point. Who knows? Just maybe a little foothold in South America could be useful. I don't think Brazil are after it as well. They're just sort of looking around. That war did fizzle out. I think they are at peace now, or they're just very peacefully going through each other's borders, one or the other. And it was actually, oh, I'll check. Okay, yeah, that was that Cree city just falling up there. But here we have the Corral. They did eventually, their borders grabbed Chiro de Potosi, and that's 10 gold per turn if they work that. And actually, I think it is in range. They should be getting that gold, so that's a little bonus for them, a little bit of money. I assume they're trading across the Pacific with Mongolia. Fair enough. Smart move. I think a lot of people are trading with... Wait, how can you be... No, that has to be going through Mongolia. Mongolia's embargoed. Yeah, okay, it's going through the Panama Canal to the Cree's big city up in the Gulf of Mexico. 18 population, so I imagine that's a good bit of money for them. A few planes flying around. The planes are going to be like everyone's last hope against Mongolia if they decide to just like go after everyone. If not, fair enough. Which they don't look like they are that bothered. Kree with 3 more settlers heading out this way. They are not letting Mongolia run away with it just yet, although they've got some more settlements themselves. Just adding a couple of 1 population cities, which are new. Wonju over here, Puri, just another one. You're making the most of it, but the Kree are grabbing up some islands as well. Greenland is still open. Not that there's much here. There's a stone resource. But you could just slap one down. I guess if you've got loads of spare happiness, you could always put one here. Just even just to put your planes in. Could work. Somewhere to send boats from. Never know. Could be useful. Oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. Where are you going, Byzantium? Don't even know how they've managed. They went the whole way around. That's quite impressive to mount this defense. Because they just could not get past this Gatling gun for some reason. That is impressive, I guess. That is that. No, that's not. I thought there'd been another citadel. Like, could you? I think you'd need at least 2 to remove all the Ottoman sea tiles as well. That'd be pretty harsh. 1 here would get rid of that one. I don't think you get. Yeah, you can't get to that one. So they're always going to have that fish resource. Surprised they haven't been taken out though. It's a bit weird that they're still here. The Huns trading all the way through from Istanbul to Adrianople. I don't know why you wouldn't just go to Constantinople. Or I guess they already are. There's that simple route. And why it doesn't come from their capital for more money, who knows. Mongolian Broadway has been completed. Shoshone denounced the Songhai. Are we going to get a new war soon? I mean, a lot of the big countries are looking pretty scary right now. They look like they're ready to go. Or preparing. They're all building up. They're at that stage. Well, they all have pretty big armies. Sulu better be prepared. They don't look it. They look very weak. I mean, they apparently have this like one of the top 10 armies in the world. Doesn't look that great, but they do have quite a bit of naval strength. That will, but I mean, even here the Songhais look stronger. All these aircraft carriers, not sure why. They don't actually have enough planes to fill them all, but you know, always worth a try. And the Ottomans with a little army here in North Africa. I think that's actually going towards Carthage. We'll see how that plays out. Problem is, Carthage, the one person that could really hurt them, other than the Songhai who don't seem interested, is Britain. And they are very much... They seem pretty friendly right now. They're not bothered that this city got stolen away from them. They're fine with that. And there we go, another Sid eliminated. Didn't even see it coming really, but it was going to happen eventually. Korea goes, and it is Persia, just to grab another little city up here in the tundra. A few resources. Connects to their other city. Fair enough. That might annoy Mongolia, who seem maybe... like they might be ready, but you can't really tell. They might just be protecting this city because it's big. Like, this looks the same as out here, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like, all the big cities are surrounded by units. Another new city here. They're starting to put more and more in these mountains. These would be great places for planes, if Mongolia had any planes. So they're not going to have any until they get any oil. Like, that is... how do they not have oil? That just doesn't seem to make sense to me, but... okay, or maybe they just chose not to discover flight. Maybe they're trying to give the rest of the world a chance. They don't have regular infantry yet, so there's at least something to be positive about. But they do have paratroopers, who I think are better. They definitely look cooler. They have anti-air guns. At least they're acknowledging their weaknesses. That's something. That's also something no one else has. So another advantage. The Huns putting planes out this way now. They're starting to... I mean, that's their only plane. Persia has a few. Russia yet to have any. I would say that could make all the difference, but it really wouldn't against Byzantium. It's the melee unit issue. I don't know why these guys are so scared of coming over here. Very weird. I keep forgetting about this Hunnic navy up here. This is pretty strong. I mean, only Mongolia would probably have an easy time against that just because of what they've got. I think they do now have submarines as well as destroyers. The Kree probably would fancy themselves as well, I guess, with battleships. And Japan declared war on Arabia. Where did that Arabian caravel? Okay, it didn't go through, so we can't really tell. Japan versus Arabia. I think Arabia's pretty safe. I think that one won't lead to too much. Ooh, little internal Japanese trade route there. Trying to feed one city from the other small city. Not really sure why that would work. And Persia enters the atomic era, so they're still very much in the race for second place. I think it's between them and the Kree for second, maybe, and then the Huns, Songhai probably for fourth and fifth, and maybe Russia sixth. They were like the big six, as I was sort of calling them. That's how I kind of see it. I don't know. Maybe the Songhai are better than that. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Persia have really not done that much for a long time. They took out India. That's about it. They've just been like, yep, this is enough. They could have done a lot more. They definitely could have, you know, done better against the Siam and had this. Whether or not Mongolia would have let them hold on to it. But that would have at least, you know, been a few more cities to force them to go through. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Persia's not gone after Arabia or anything as the game's gone on. Just left them be. And Arabia's now looking pretty good themselves with all of this land in East Africa. The Inca declaring war on Persia. Okay. Not really sure. Maybe, is there something else going to go on? And more people, that suggests to me more people are going to join. I don't see why the Inca would randomly declare that. I mean, unless they're just... There is actually some Persian boats around here, so better watch out with your new coastal city. You might be losing it. But yeah, Persia, that's a bit weird. 88 turns. That's what all these other big civs, particularly Persia, that's all they got to hold on for. Obviously, they got to try come second as well, but they need to make sure Mongolia doesn't take them out. I think it'll be very difficult for Mongolia with no plains. The mountains... Probably too much of an ask. I mean, if their boats come, we're going to see it coming a mile off before it happens, because they're going to have to probably go the long way round. It looks like that open borders agreement with Japan is at an end, so they're blocking off quite a bit of it. But yeah, we can definitely see Japan fall as well to Mongolia. They're probably in the most danger. I guess the Ottomans too. You can't even see them on the mini-map with this city. It's so small. That's really sad. So tiny. But we'll see what happens elsewhere yet. There's still some civs. It's going to be very interesting if they make it to the end. The Iroquois, will the Kree let them survive? And I guess that goes with the Shoshone a little bit. I think the Shoshone maybe have to hold on to... I mean, Mongolia may go after this as well, but yeah, the Shoshone are looking pretty at risk. They're just a bit of mountains will make it very difficult. The Iroquois are doing okay. I feel like if the Iroquois do make it to the end without losing anything, they will be in the top 10. But that is not important right now, as I'm sure you've just noticed. Never mind, Mongolia is not scared of mountains now. Let's see what they can do with these paratroopers. That's going to be the bulk of it. The artillery's not going to be there. The navy's not close by. I think we might not actually see that much battling of a war in this area. I think it's going to be more in this desert here, which yeah, you can actually see. Actually, I mean, if they got in here, fair enough, yeah. But I think the actual plan is to take over these northern cities that Persia's grabbed. Don't think it's much more sinister than that from Mongolia, we hope. Don't think they'll be walking into Persepolis. That would be terrifying if they made it over here. I think even Persia has got the firepower to prevent that. I think they could hold out for long enough. It would be a bit hairy, but I think they could just about get to the end. But that obviously depends. If Mongolia commits all these boats, but they're so far away, like most of them are ready just to attack the Shoshone once that peace treaty ends, or when they're ready for it. I don't think they're planning on sending all those boats around this way anytime soon. But there we go, the two arguably biggest are at war. We saw the Inca v Persia. Yeah, it was the Inca v Persia. Oh, and the Shoshone. Oh, okay, no. Shoshone Iroquois peaced out. I thought the Kree not involved. Never mind. Thought that was big, but it wasn't really. But yeah, peace deal for those two. Maybe they got to work together to try and stay alive, create a sort of two-front thing to survive. But yeah, the question is, will more people join against Persia? Because Mongolia is obviously... You're going to feel pretty confident Mongolia will distract them. We saw the Inca, who aren't going to play a big role, but they were willing to do it, so that suggests there'll be more. the Huns are the ones to watch out for. And look at that by Istanbul. Some artillery here, some infantry of their own. Well, it looks like they might be going after the Ottomans very soon. Sorry, Ottomans. I like this. It's very relative. Mongolia's turn takes so long. It makes even the other ones that take sort of a medium length seem quite quick. So that's good, I guess. That's something to be happy about. Egypt. Haven't really looked at them this episode. They have fairly rebuilt. They've got units. I think it's pretty scary. I mean, they're sort of gambling. Like the Songhai can probably take them out if they want to, but it doesn't seem they're too set on doing that just yet. We will see, though. We will see very soon. I'm sure they'll get up to something. It's whether the Zulu now have a plane, so there we go. A couple of planes. So they're just about doing enough, I think, to keep up. Getting great war infantry as well. Just about keeping in. But yeah, the Songhai definitely the power in Africa right now. And the Zulu, out of nowhere, look like they're about to grab Barcelona. Not see that coming. And yeah, they did. That was weird. It was taking damage and then it fell. It's like did it in two waves. But there you go. Shaka now owns Barcelona. What a surprise. He's got some random bits of land around the world. Notably sort of Bangladesh area. But now he has Barcelona, which is basically Portugal, and a little bit more. Pretty nice little grab. Is this the beginning of the end? Are Carthage going to fall to Shaka and the Zulu? Is that how this is going to be? That would be incredible if it was to be that way. I feel like that's not going to be the case. I think, well, there's plenty of the city of Carthage, if that was to fall, that'd be pretty bad. But Carthage do have a lot of boats in the Mediterranean. Barcelona was just left very exposed and undefended. If I was the Songhai, they can't because the city isn't close enough. But if they could have, buy that tile, like in here, or maybe it would naturally grow and just cut the Zulu and Carthage off. That would have been just ruined both of their days, because that would have worked both ways. Because it would have stopped the Zulu getting stronger, which is good for the Songhai. Stopped Carthage taking their city back, good for the Songhai. A win-win as far as they could be concerned. Britain very open with who they allow into their new Italian territory, and I saw that coming. Persia managed to they just had a load of boats in the Gulf of Mexico basically for a reason, or near the Caribbean, and that has now captured some the Cree city, which fell to the Incans. Now it is Persian. So, weird times for some of these cities. It has fallen very quickly from Cree control to Persia. Imagine if there's like if Persia beat the Cree by like 1 point in the info addicts at the end, it might literally be this city that the Cree let slip to the Inca that cost them everything. Like, think about it like that. So very important, potentially, in the long run, where they'll be ranked for how many cities they have, other things like military manpower, gold, science, even slightly impacted there. The Huns definitely look like they're preparing to do something down here, whether it's go after the Ottomans or something bigger. Mongolia definitely starting off pretty. This city took a bit of a beating, but yeah, it looks like Mongolia having some success pushing Persia back into the desert. And these cities are doomed, aren't they? 3 bombers here will try their best, but there's no way. This artillery is all set. Next turn, that's probably going to go straight to 0 health. Although it's 93 city defense. Don't know how they got that. I assume it's the artillery that's in there. I mean, Mongolia's capital is probably the highest defense in the world at 141. Surrounded by mountains, all these units. Yeah, that is not falling anytime soon. I don't know if anyone can beat that. Everyone else is sort of 100s, even in Persia, just about 100. The Cree don't even get one city. Their capital also in triple digits, but that's about it. Oh no, this one is. They're sort of swapping around. I guess it depends where the units are. And as the Corral's turn comes, obviously they are the superpower. They're what the world needs. These fishers are going to take down Mongolia. You can see it already. There is a unit I'm very scared Mongolia might be close to, which Persia does not want to mess with. They haven't completed the Manhattan Project as a wonder yet, so it's a little bit away. But I think technology is further ahead than what they can build. So normally you'd see someone complete the Manhattan Project, but they still have to get the nuclear fusion or fission, the next technology, to actually use or build the nukes. But for Mongolia, I don't think that would be an issue. I think by the time they've bothered to get the Manhattan Project, they probably will have that technology as well. Although we'll find out. I'm not sure how close they are. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, technologies, there's 80 techs, they have 61, so they are probably very close to it if they don't have it already. Still only 3 ahead of Persia, 4 ahead of the Kree, 5 to the Songhai. It's still close. Where's the middle? So it's, they're 714,000 v Persia's 300k basically. But yeah, these cities should fall. Russia took a while, but they didn't do anything. Are you finally going for the... Okay, there's finally a rifleman. But Byzantium's in such a better position now to defend. Why did you wait so long? I want to see how quickly this happens. Is it going to fall in one turn? And that would be artillery and a plane loss for Persia. Not nice, although I assume these units up here are all been written off. Don't think they're expected to return at this point. They're cut off. Unless they can get open borders with somebody. Wow, that is effort from the Huns. They are building a railroad up through the Arctic and around Russia. That is very brave. I don't know why they've... I guess... Oh, I was going to say, they haven't even upgraded most of their normal roads to railroads, and they're building one that Russia could easily steal away from them with border growth. So that's a pretty brave infrastructure project. I mean, to be fair, they're probably saving a lot of money on roads and railroads. Why don't you have one here? I can see Russia's cut it off. Oh no, it is there. It just took a while to load. Yeah, I mean, they just have one long straight line pretty much. That's actually quite cheap compared to, like, I don't know who to compare it to. Someone like Persia that has all the cities. Well, they don't actually. But Mongolia has almost every city connected in quite a confusing system. I imagine the Kree is sort of similar. It's like little spider webs coming out. Yeah, there's like 4 coming out of here. So maybe they save money that way. Mongolia did not do that much damage. They put it in the red. It's pretty close. What are the Kree up to? I wonder if they would go after Persia. Just try and grab their city back. Doesn't look like they're interested in that. Japan is pretty happy with what they've got at the moment. The Kree did grab some of these islands just to maybe give them somewhere to put planes to fight back against Mongolia. But this will probably lead to war. Oh, they're going to go for New Zealand. I did not even notice that was unoccupied. Well, basically I'd forgotten New Zealand existed. I'm sorry. It's covered up on my screen on the minimap by a little green button, so I couldn't actually see it. It looks on the minimap. Okay, so there is actually some land in Antarctica. It'd be kind of cool just to settle here if it was a let's play for fun. I mean, there's pearls, so maybe you could get something out of it. I'm not sure it'd be too worth it, but, you know, I don't even think you can get to these tiles. I don't think they can walk on the ice. Yeah, I assume not. But that would be cool, I guess. But yeah, like I said, you probably can't. Paratroopers might be able to, if you're close enough, or XCOM squads. Obviously, they're not settlers, so not really that useful. Here we go. This should be at least one city going. Not the end of the world for Persia, but it would have been nice to still have this at the end. Like I said, it's just a little bit of score that they lose this time, so they gained a bit in South America towards maybe that victory, or I say victory, coming second. But yeah, they're going to lose a little bit here, and probably more of a loss than the win. And yeah, there we go, Mongolia. Adding some resources, lots of deer, and some salt. There we go. Strange, because I imagine all the saltiness right now was coming from Persia for being invaded. They still have some more salt here though, and some more dyes, if they can hold on to that. Oh, if they lose this with 3 planes inside, and they're bombers as well. They're not even great war bombers anymore. Persia has actual bombers. They will not want to lose those. They're definitely in second place, I think. The Kree can't match that. The Songhai still yet to match that. So very, very interesting. Is Shaka still going? Is he going to get more? I don't think so. But it would be great if he did. Would be incredible if we were to see that. Let's go over here. We're making through quite a few turns now. The game has definitely sped up. The civs dying has definitely helped. Gonna be just being honest. Sorry guys, we did lose you, but you have helped the game quite a bit. We lost someone else this episode. I've already forgotten who it is. That's really bad. Yep, no, I have no idea. No, did we lose someone? I don't think we... Yeah, we did. I've already forgotten. It was Korea. There we go, got there in the end. It's because they weren't in normal, like, Korea spot. That was what was confusing me. Mongolia now has regular infantry. That's a pretty good unit, but that is going to be it for this episode. There is 82 turns to go. It's getting pretty exciting. Race for second, at least, is definitely heating up. Be sure to leave a like down below if you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a comment as well if you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.